Hello. Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Yeah. Hi, everyone. This
Hi.
is Sangeeta here. My screen is visible to all of you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So we're going to, yeah. Hello. Okay. Okay. So we're going to start with the CCNA 200-301. I'll be giving you the overview for this certification. So this is what we're going to have a CCNA 200-301. Along with that, we're going to also have AWS Cloud, AWS Associate Cloud, which we are going to have a session on AWS tomorrow. So today we will be completely focusing on what is CCNA, why do we need to do CCNA, and all of the questions, whatever you have in your mind. So before we start this session, I would like to know from you all, like, what is your experience related to CCNA? Like, how, in which field you are, and why do you think you want to go for CCNA? Anyone? I just want to know, like, the background, how much of understanding you have related to networking, or you're just starting your career in networking.
Hi, this is Kishore.
Hi, Kishore.
Yeah, actually, I'm working as a network engineer.
You're working as a network
Engineer, so as
All
a
right.
implementation. So I have 3+ years of experience in this.
Mhm.
So
All
I
right.
want to upgrade my skills, routing part, and AWS
Mhm.
cloud.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you have done CCNA prior, or
Yeah, I have completed very long back, but I need to.
okay.
Yeah,
All
latest
right.
one.
Kishore. Thank you. Yeah. Kishore. Thank you. Any other who would like to share their experience and understanding about Yeah.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Lakshmi.
Hi,
I also worked as a networking specialist. So here, my career is like so to receive incidents only. We cannot troubleshoot, but we can send these tickets to engineering team. Actually, I did CCNA long back. I mean, 9 years
right.
ago. Yeah. So
Okay, the
now,
older one you have done. Okay. Okay.
yes, yes. So now I have to recall my skills and I have to grow in my career also. That's why I joined this webinar.
Okay. It's nice to meet you, Lakshmi.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other ways?
Yeah, hello, ma'am. This is Pooja.
Hi, Pooja.
Now, ma'am, I am totally new. Actually, I'm from electrical engineering background, and because my all family members belongs to IT, and my brother have a startup, so he just want to join me. That for that I have to learn CCNA.
Nice. That's wonderful.
But this is totally new for me, actually.
Don't worry at all, because we are going to go from very basics. So you won't have any issues. So right from very basics, we are going to start. So it will be very comfortable if you are attending all the sessions very well. You're doing practicing the labs. So it will go very smooth. You don't need to worry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, guys, we need to have an interactive session. Otherwise, it will be very boring. Anyone else? Or like, should we go ahead? Okay. Cool, guys. So as I could understand from 2 or 3 people who could respond about their background, that was just for my information so that I could know what experience you carry and what expectations you have with this course. So let's go ahead with understanding today's agenda. What I'm going to give you the understanding about CCNA. First and foremost, I'll just let you know about our institute network journey, like who we are, what all courses we are offering, and basically who all can do the course. The Cisco certified CCNA 200-301 is a very fresh course which was revised in the year 2020. So though people might have done CCNA prior to that, obviously initially the entire focus was related to switching routing. But as we know how the IT is working in the current scenario, we know that the things are approaching towards programmability, towards automation, towards security, towards cloud. So Cisco thought, let us give a flavor of all of these and entirely in CCNA. And after that, a candidate can actually go and pick up a specialization as per his job requirements or his interest. So understanding the fundamentals will help you grow in or taking up in other certifications. For example, even if you plan to take up an AWS course or an Azure course, or let's say certification related to CCNP or CCI, definitely this is going to help you out as a fundamental course. So there is a long career path if you want to go ahead in networking or even in cloud or even in security. So anywhere like from networking to security to cloud, any of these domains, if you're working with any of these domains, or if you're going to make up a career, you're about to start a career, then definitely you have to get into this basics of CCNA because this is covering all the fundamentals. And on these fundamentals, you can then do specialization in networking or specialization in security or specialization with cloud. So we will understand who all can do the course, what is the prerequisite requirement, what are we going to learn entirely in this course, what sort of job profiles are available after you complete the CCNA course, and why you should enroll this course with us. So talking about us, we have a team of talented, experienced professionals who are providing this training related to the networking courses. So all of us who are there in the team have taken up the certifications and delivering the courses since long time. So we offer courses based on CCNA, Cisco DevNet, CCNP, CCI, related to firewalls, Python programming, Linux, AWS, Azure, all as per the requirement of the market. These all are the skill sets which are currently quite in demand. So taking up these courses, so we are delivering courses related to all of these. You can visit to our website, or you might have visited to our website. Let me just share my screen. Okay, it's visible. So you can see the website of ours. If you get into our courses, you can have a view of various courses which we deliver, right from network automation to ASA firewall, CCNP, CCI, and to just give you an overview. This is how we look at it because there are so much of things, and you may hear it from your colleagues, your friends, that, hey, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? But We cannot do everything. We just need to understand what is our requirement as per our job, or if we are starting a career, then how should we move ahead? So as we have made 3 different course levels for the beginners, for the intermediate, and for the advanced. So if you are a beginner, then definitely you can view that we have to start with the CCNA. With no understanding of or no prior background, you're switching your background from an IT support to a networks engineer, or you want to switch entirely your domain to networking, then definitely this CCNA is one of the very fundamental tools. After that, we do have Cisco DevNet, Linux. If you're moving on cloud, AWS Associate is the fundamental. So these all are the beginner level course. After you complete your CCNA, and if you wish to make your career more in towards networking, definitely you should go to the next level, that is your CCNA. So this is the level, guys, like CCNA, CCNP, where we have 2 modules again, N4 plus NRC, and then we have CCI. So completely, if you wish to take up your career in networking, definitely you should go with CCNA, CCNP, and CCI. If you're going with cloud, again, the cloud module, AWS, you will be able to understand well if you have good networking and network fundamentals. People are trying to go with cloud with no networking fundamentals, find really very difficult to understand what is TCP/IP, what is port numbers, what are access lists, and all those stuff. So then it will be a reverse way of doing that. You start with AWS and then come back and jump to the CCNA. So the right approach is always to take the fundamentals first and then build the other modules over that, rather than going for reverse kind of a work. So you can have a very good view about which courses you should take as per whatever you stand for. Like you're at the beginner level, definitely we recommend you these courses. At an intermediate level with some 3-4 years of experience and good fundamentals, you can go up and take up courses based on CCNP, firewall, and routing protocols, VPN, and definitely an advanced version, as we all need to grow up. We cannot just stand with our basics of understanding. So you can go and navigate to our website and look into all the courses, what we offer. And we do have some sort of free quizzes which you can go and take related to your course for this understanding. So when we are doing any course, we make sure that our candidates are getting a good exposure in understanding, and we need to assess them. So for that, we have curated this all quizzes for Cisco DevNet, CCNP, for Palo Alto, CCNA 200-301, for security, all of these. So you can have a very good overview about all the courses, and the details are there on the website. So all of these are available with us. So today we are going to focus on CCNA. So coming back to my presentation. So as of now, I hope all of you are very clear. If you're new to this webinar for the day, we have a series of webinars which we have arranged for different courses, which you can attend for freely for 1 or 2 sessions. And after that, you can enroll with us by connecting to Sagar. As you can see, his contact number and the mail IDs are also available. So you can connect with Sagar and get all the course related details in more details. Sagar will help you out. Now coming to who can do this course. CCNA is basically good with anyone who has completed his undergraduate, or even if is in the graduate, doing undergraduates like 1st year, 2nd year engineering, or just completed some BCom, BSCIT, some sort of degree like this, or even if you're experienced candidates who have worked initially or who have done CCNA prior, but you want to just have a refresh of all those topics that can help you in your job. Academic professionals, anyone who wish to go for a certification, CCNA certification, and then just anyone who wants to upgrade or gain knowledge. So the course is for all and for everyone who just wish to learn or want to know more about networking. It's completely about networking. What are the prerequisites? As I told you, this is one of the very important prerequisites that we have the desire to learn. Since we are pushing ourselves to learn, nobody is pushing us to go for it because we are not a college guy just who wants to complete a degree. We just want to learn. There is something which we want to know. How is this internet working? How am I able to get an IP in my computer? How am I able to connect to the different servers which are there on the internet? So all these things, why, how, what, all these questions would definitely make you feel that you should know about network, because this is something which we are dealing on a daily basis. Daily basis, we are doing so much of networking that it is really an interesting thing to know how all these things work. So you just need to know how to handle your computer, how to access because we are going to help you set up a lab, since it's not going to be a complete theoretical course. Though in your examination, I'll talk about the examination later. Though in the examination, we would not get a complete lab and all, but we will be learning through practicals. We will be learning, validating our theory through practicals, through hands-on. We will be using Cisco Packet Tracer software. So hence we need to know how to manage the software. So installing the software and all those details you will be helped with all of this, okay? So just a basic desire to learn and learning how to handle the software or your computer is important to us. Okay. Now, let me just give you what is there in this new CCNA 200-301 certification. So we'll get into the blueprint and just see the different modules what we have. So this is the blueprint, which is from the Cisco's official blueprint, which we have. Entirely the CCNA is divided into 6 modules. So there are 6 modules and there have been a percentage of weightage given to each of this module from the examination point of view. So the first module is all about network fundamentals. When we talk about network fundamentals, guys, we need to understand what are the networking devices. So you will learn how does a router work, how does L2 and LP switch operates or functions, what are firewalls, what are access points, controllers, endpoints, and servers. So a clear-cut understanding about each of these devices. They are all the devices or they are all the network components which makes your entire network. So we will understand how do they operate. Then coming back to the types of architecture. Like if we are at a home network, we are at home, then what kind of architecture we have? If we are at an office, we are working in an office, what kind of architecture does our office or our enterprise network looks like? So depending upon the environment, whether you are at home or at your office, or you are connecting your 2 offices, which are geographically at different places, so you will have different types of architecture. So this is all talking about the architecture. Then definitely we need to connect these devices with the help of some transmission medium. The transmission media we will be looking into about the copper cables, the optical fiber cables, concept related to Ethernet. I know that some of these terms would go, or you might be hearing it for the first time if you're looking out for a fresh start. And for others, this would be quite common to just know about these terms. But we will be understanding all of these in depth, guys. What is a TCP UDP? What is IPv4 addressing, subnetting? Why do we need private IP addressing? Then need of IPv6. What are the types of IPv6 addresses? Some concepts related to wireless, virtualization, and switching concepts. So fundamentals means you can just have, you might have just seen, there are 13 subtopics in the network fundamentals, which has a weightage of 20%. So if you're looking out for a certification, definitely you need to understand the weightage for each of these modules. Even if you're not looking out for a certification, guys, the fundamentals and other, whatever 6 modules are there, we're going to cover up in detail. There is nothing like I will be telling you more from your knowledge point of view, from cracking the interviews, or from your upgradation point of view. Even if you want to go for a certification point of view, definitely there is more of theory, more which you will be going through. So we will take a blend of both hands-on as well as a theoretical understanding. It will go both in both the ways. It will not just be purely theoretical or purely lab-based. A blend of both, so that you're able to get the desired, required knowledge for your related requirement, as well as cater if you plan to do this certification. Definitely this certification comes at a cost. So if your company is able to give you that cost, or if you're doing it by yourself, then again, this course is going to be helpful for you. So if you have a question in your mind that, is this a course which will just help me get the certification done, then it's not that way also. We are just trying to make you give sufficient knowledge which is required for your job point of view or upgradation point of view, and even from the certification point of view. So more of a blend of both theoretical and practical. So this is entirely about the first module, which had 20% of weightage. The second module is all about network access. Everything related to switching, guys. So whatever switching people might have done prior CCNA switching in the 8 years, 9 years back, all of these topics are almost the same. Okay, I'll tell you what topics are new in this CCNA 200-301. The new topics are what there in the later modules. And in between also, you will find some topics like IPv6 and all, they are little new over here. So network access is completely about switching, guys. This is all about switching. And again, some part of wireless. Okay, there is a wireless concept also. The third module is based on IP connectivity. That is nothing but routing protocols. Everything related to routing. Whatever terms and terminologies are there related to routing, all of these are mentioned here, like what is the routing protocol, prefix, network mask, all of these. AD, that is administrative distance, static routing, OSPF routing version 2, and your first hop redundancy protocol. So up to first, second, and third module, guys, these first 3 modules are the very important foundation of networking. After that, you will learn more related to the weightage. You will find that there is 10% weightage for the services, because here we are going to learn about all the networking services, the application layer services like DHCP, DNS, SSH, FTP, all related to the application layer services. The 5th module is all about the security. Why do we need security? How can we implement security using our authentication methods, encryption methods, IPsec? You can have VPN. Since you can see there is VPN, So definitely you will have IPsec over there and different types of authentication concepts. As we all know, security is very, very important. And then the last module, that is module number 6, is all about an introduction. It's just an introduction to automation and programmability. So this is completely theoretical, the last module, as well as the security module. The 5th and the 6th module is majorly theoretical. However, I will be demonstrating you the VPNs, that how can you configure the VPNs.
Ma'am, are you showing us slides? I mean, it's stuck at the 6th slide only.
I was showing it. Is it not visible?
No, ma'am, till now only 6th slide was showing. Can you,
Oh my God.
Can you show me the document once again, please? On top.
Yes. Oh my God. I not shared my entire screen. I just thought it is visible. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, I was just talking about this blueprint. Is it visible now?
Yeah, ma'am, we missed most of this document which you are explaining. We thought, I mean, you are sharing the screen. So only the 6th slide was showing for a lot of like 10 minutes for past 10 minutes.
Oh. I don't know. I was sharing the entire screen and I thought others were you able to see the document?
Yes, now we can.
Oh. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I thought it is visible to all of you. So yes, I was discussing this blueprint of CCNA. So I talked about the first, that is this network fundamentals, all about the devices, the types of architecture, then the physical interface, cables, IPv4 addressing. Okay, this is the official blueprint, guys, from the CCNA. So all these modules, whatever you are able to see, we are going to cover each and every topic from here. Each and every. So this is our reference that, okay, this is the topic we will cover, or I will tell you, this is what we have covered. So
this is the
our
basic
reference.
module, no? Is this document for basic module?
There are 6 modules for this CCNA. So this is like the first network fundamentals is all about the devices, OSI model, TCP/IP, transmission media, IPv4, IP6 addressing, switching, basic switching concepts. Then I said module 2 is completely all about switching, entirely about switching, like virtual LAN, spanning tree protocols, all those stuff, along with some wireless concepts. Okay. Then the 3rd module I talked all about routing, the terminologies related to the routing. So this is entirely routing, like 3rd module. So first 3 modules, if you see, they're all related to like 20%, 20%, 25%. Has a lot of weightage from the certification point of view, as well as from your interview point of view. Now, the 4th module is all related to the services. Like we have DHCP, DNS, FTP, TFTP, SSH, SNMP. All these services are a part of the 4th module. And what is newly added? The newly added things which are there in this CCNA 200-301 is these 2 modules. That is the security and the automation part. So there are total 6 modules in which we are trying to say that it is trying to cover basic switching, routing, wireless concepts, your security, automation and programmability, and your application layer services or IP services. So this is like your entire modules made up of. Switching is complete module 2. This is complete module 3. Wireless is coming in between. Security, you can see this is module 5. Automation and programmability, module 6. And then application layer services module. So entirely switching, routing, wireless, security, automation, programmability, and IP services. So there are 6 modules giving you 6 flavors. So these are completely new in this CCNA 200-301. Prior to that, if you have done CCNA, definitely you might have learned routing, you might have learned switching, all these concepts were there before, just they are modified with security, wireless, and automation. These three things are newly added in this CCNA 200. So we will be covering all of these topics, guys. And I was just saying that this module 5 and module 6, these are mostly theory. They're completely like a lot of theoretical stuffs are there. But I will be demonstrating you VPN, access list, DHCP snooping, ARP inspection. These all things we will be doing it in the lab, okay, using Cisco Packet Tracer. Because for CCNA 200-301, you don't need to have any other emulation softwares like GNS3 or EventG. With Cisco Packet Tracer, if you do, that will be sufficient. You don't need to have any hands-on on any other softwares. So these two are a little more theory in comparison to the first 4 modules. Anyone having anything to ask on this blueprint? Any questions, guys, related to this? Like,
Ma'am, after we learn this, can we write a certification for CCNA?
yes, you can write, but definitely you need some more practice of those kind of, quiz, because they have quiz based on, there are some certain MCQs where you have only need to select only one. There will be some MCQs where you need to select more than one answer. Then there will be drag and drop type of a question. Then you will have some scenario based question whereby a scenario like a lab scenario will be given and they will ask you what type of command you will go and configure in that. So definitely after going through this course, you need to do some more practice related to this, practice is required because it's a time based, you have a time limit for each of these questions. So for time and accuracy, okay, you need to do a lot of practice related to this questionnaire. And we will be giving you some test quizzes after the modules where you can go and attempt it. But I cannot say just when you complete this course of us, you can just directly go in next day and appear for the examination. Definitely you would need a week time or 1 week time, something more to give yourself for these kind of practice. Because theoretically, sometimes, reading the question, having the patience to read the question, understand which all answers would be right, which one, how to eliminate the wrong answers. These all require some skills. Okay. So after you go through the course, you need to sit for at least a week time. You have to give yourself to practice these quizzes because there are different types where you have to select one answer or more than one answer or just, match the following kind of a thing, drag and drop, which one is right for which. And then also lab scenario based question where you have to identify what type of commands you have to configure. So once you are done with the course, sit for this practice and then you can go for the certification. Okay. You need a lot of, from knowledge, first you get the knowledge. Once you have understood the entire module, entire sessions, all the sessions you have covered well, then take some weeks time and practice this kind of a question and then you can schedule your CCNA exam. Yes. Guru, I'll share all these PDF. Guys, the PDF, the lab material and the theoretical material, all of this will be available once you enroll the course. Okay, once you enroll the course, you will be given a username and a password to access the videos because we will be recording each session and you will get the access to videos and also the materials which I will be using, my presentation or any other notes which we have. Those things will be uploaded there and you will get the access once you enroll it. Okay. And if you want, Guru, you can actually search for this document online because CCNA blueprint is available online. You can just visit to the Cisco's website and you can download this. This is something which is openly available. It's not like made by us. Cisco has made this blueprint and it is available in their official website. Okay, and all about other materials, what we are using for making you understand, all of these will be available to you once you enroll it. You will be in the access for all of this. Yes, guys. Any other queries you people have? Any questions? Is this understood? Like, what are we going to learn in the entire session of CCNA? What we are going to start? Any other queries? Please let me know, guys. So, is my presentation visible, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Now let us look into the job profiles, guys. So once you are doing this basic networking CCNA fundamentals, what type of job you are looking for? Definitely network administrator, network engineer, L1 level. You will be starting with L1, L2 level, guys. And as per your experience, you're going to move to L2 and L2. If I want to show you the kind of jobs, I don't know if any one of you have done sort of, survey or a Google, like what kind of jobs we have for CCNA. If I complete CCNA, what kind of jobs we have. So I just, to show you, I just thought of, visiting the Naukri website, as well as you can go onto the LinkedIn. If you can just see on the Naukri website, I just typed CCNA jobs. Is the screen visible, guys, related to Naukri, what I'm showing you?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a Naukri website. Yeah. This is a Naukri website. And you will find that I just searched about CCNA. So you can just see that there are so many jobs related to that. Their requirement is CCNA with some experience. Again, this is for experience, CCNA, network engineers. Okay, so most of the jobs, if you will see the requirement as CCNA, CCNP, level of knowledge. This is for the server. Again, over here, you can see CCNA for network security engineer, networking. So this is for 0 to 6 years. Okay, so even for the freshers, if you can see, you have the basic CCNA knowledge, you can start your career with this. So if you go and check out on Naukri, these are all just the recent one, 2 days, 1 day ago, you can just see that, 10 days ago. So all of this are coming up with the basic requirement of CCNA. So people may say that, okay, CCNA has not been of much use nowadays, but even if you see the job requirement, there are still people who hire CCNA engineers. And why should we pursue certification? If somebody is a fresher and wants to look out for the interview in any networking based company, if they have a certification that is just going to let the other employer tell that this candidate has taken up the exam and definitely has a good understanding about CCNA. So that is just going to give you an edge, guys, if you go for a certification. However, even if you don't go for a certification, if you just plan to sit up for the interviews after completing the session, okay, we do give job assistance, guys, for your knowledge. We do provide job assistance for people who are looking for switching a job or trying to, start a career. So if you just complete the course and after completing the course, just go for the interviews and try to sit for the interviews. And if they say that, yes, we would require you to do the CCNA certification, then definitely you can say that, yes, I may take a week's time and you will get the certification in a week's time if you are very thorough with the knowledge. So getting a certification doesn't take much time, guys. So some of the employers are okay, even if you don't get the certification. Some of the employers, they say, okay, we are recruiting you. Everything is okay. We just need a certification for a paper formality. So why don't you take a certification and then join us? So all these things and options are available. So even if you don't plan to take up a certification exam, because we all know the certification exam costs you round about 25,000 in Indian rupees, or we can say somewhere around $300. So if you plan to take up the examination, if you're okay with this kind of whatever is the certification fee, then definitely you can go forward. However, if it is not quite mandatory, like the certification is what the company is looking for. Majority of the times normally the company, when they recruit, they see whether you have the relevant knowledge, because there are some candidates who get the certification, but when it comes to explaining, they give you a scenario and they ask you, okay, what type of services are running here, what type of configuration you think has to be done there. If you're not able to explain that, then even your certification is of no use. So major attention should be given in acquiring the knowledge and understanding why is it working this way, why not in this way, what will happen if I do this. If you will answer all these questions, definitely certification is not a very big thing what the company looks for. Majorly, it is the knowledge. So there is a lot of requirement for CCNA and NP, and definitely for cloud and other stuff. So I don't think so. I need to give you more of an understanding that why, whether the CCNA jobs are available in the market or not. You can just see this on Naukri, as well as you can go onto the LinkedIn and have a view of the companies which are there looking out for CCNA and all. Okay, I just happen to see your network admin, L1, L2 level, immediate joining, and all those things. Just have a navigate. Let's say over here, I have one company, and I just thought about, looking here for certification. So you can see that there are certifications related to CCNA they're asking for. Okay, that knowledge, not even certification, they're just saying good knowledge in LAN, WAN, TCP IP, and Cisco equipment, and CCNA. Just the knowledge they are saying, guys. Nothing much related to the certification also. If you have it, well and good. But even if you don't have it, but you have the knowledge, still you can apply for these jobs and, look out for switching your jobs if you want. So just need to navigate, guys. But even if in case you are not able to get how to apply for those jobs or anything, we are going to help you out in assisting the job. We do have a lot of companies who send us the profiles that they need a engineer with CCNA knowledge, with cloud knowledge, and we definitely refer our candidates who have enrolled with us to them, because since that is definitely what we have trained you, so we definitely put up all these whatever recruitment comes, we put these messages to the candidates so that they can go and take up the job. We also help in building the resume in case the resume, because resume building is a very important step so that you get shortlisted for the interviews. So helping in building the resume and the job assistance is somewhat extra what we do apart from giving you the training. So all these things is what you will be getting once you enroll for the course. So we have understood now what are the types of designation you have if you take up a course related to CCNA.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Tejaswini. Did you want to ask something?
No, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. No problem. Coming up to this, that why you should enroll with us. Definitely, we all are. I am going to take this session in a manner where we cover all the basics, everything. So for few people, you may find it quite, something like you already know. But my point of view of taking this course is I consider that we all are at a level where this is new to us. Okay, so everything will go from the scratch. We are going to have practical hands-on. We are going to have assessments based on quizzes. I may give you some topology lab and ask you to do the lab. You will have the class recordings, notes, packet tracer files, as well as guidance for resume building and job assistance. All of this completely in a package. So you just need to discuss with Sagar related to enrollment. Look forward to join and take up this course. This is how the lab scenario generally looks like. Now, this is not on Cisco Packet Tracer, where we generally develop labs covering all the topics what you might have seen. Just now you saw it on the Cisco's blueprint. So to cover up all these topics, we try to build a lab. And for labs like CCNP and CCI level, we have to go more beyond the CCNA packet tracer. So definitely such labs we can also build up in Cisco Packet Tracer. So more of this kind of complex topology, what you may see, but once you understand all those topics, you will get master in this. You will know how to do the configuration, how to troubleshoot, how to look into the topics like whatever we have it in the CCNA. So just give you a glimpse of the labs. What are labs we have? This is just a small list, guys. We will understand how to use a packet tracer because this is new to most of you. What are the different types of devices and how the device modes, how are they working? Virtual LAN concepts, these are all switching concepts. Then addressing, routing protocols, IP services, access list, security features, and the sixth module, which you might have seen, related to automation and network programmability. Now, CCNA demands only a theoretical understanding. There is no in-depth understanding what they make you, like lab understanding is not required for this topic, automation and network programming. However, we do have a course which Sagar takes for this automation and network programming, where completely he delivers a hands-on lab for this topic. You know, programmability, making you learn Python and how to use Python to achieve automation. Because we all are moving towards automation where we are not just manually sitting and doing things. However, we do need to have the knowledge of how manually things were done. If somebody who doesn't know how to configure a switch now, and he just thinks about going for a network programming because that is booming, that automation part is in trend, but has no understanding of how the switch and the router was manually being configured, how the logs were checked, how troubleshooting or debugging was done. If we don't have that basic understanding, definitely you cannot apply that knowledge directly in programming. Programming is just like, okay, there's a new thing like Python and Cybele, which are there, but networking is something whereby you need to know as a separate thing. We will not be taught networking. Here we assume that we have a good understanding of networking, and on top of that, we are making you learn Python and deliver on that. So if somebody is more on, knowing, already has an idea about networking completely, they can definitely look for this kind of a course, which is something in trend, that if you have a good understanding of automation, a very good switch into your career with that. Or even into security domain, firewalls. We run up a full-fledged course related to firewalls. So if you're more interested to that, you can take up that course also. But definitely any of these courses you take, my primary goal to make you understand is that you should have a thorough understanding of your fundamentals. If your fundamentals are clear, you can just build anything on that. So all of these labs we are going to have, it is just a small list which I've just shown you on the slide. There are many more things which we are going to cover during the lab. Okay. Any questions, guys, here so far? Are we going all good? Able to understand what is there for you people in this course?
So, ma'am, you were saying it is included security and automation topics also.
The CCNA 200-301 has these two modules also. We are covering all the 6 modules, but security and automation is more or less theoretical in CCNA. Okay, we will be doing IP security, VPN, all those basic security things. Definitely, the security thing labs we are going to do, but full-fledged, like somebody who wants to do firewall completely. There are different vendors for firewall. We have ASA, we have Palo Alto, FortiGate, and many more. So if you feel that no, I am completely good with networking and I wish to go with firewall and security more in hands-on, okay, more of hands-on, then you should enroll for our firewall courses. More of hands-on is there for that, but from point of view of CCNA, we are not going to cover that level of depth which you expect, okay? Because CCNA does not demand that level of depth for security or for automation. Because you can see the weightage was just how much, 10 or 15%, you know, if you just see the weightage for security was just 15% and automation is just 10%. That means this was put up in the blueprint from the point of view that the candidates just get the flavor of this, you know, just a knowledge, just a flavor. If anything in depth you require, definitely you should go for those courses independently. Right?
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, okay. I'll share my screen. Is this screen related to Cisco Packet Tracer visible to all of you? Is it visible, guys? Cisco Packet Tracer. This is a software.
Yes,
guys.
yes.
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Okay, okay, thank you. So, as you can see that this packet tracer is what we are going to use entirely for learning all the modules relevant to labs. We are going to perform it once. So, we are going to make you assist you in installing this software on your system. There are not major requirements from your system. It should be a basic, like it should, it's a very light software, not very heavy software. And it's an open source, does not require anything to purchase or buy. It's an open source software available. So in case we will first assist you to download and install this so that you can do all the labs properly. So just give you an understanding, like you're at the top bottom left, you can see that where my cursor is there, we have networking devices. So just let me place routers. So here is the canvas where I'm placing a router. Now routers, if you click on routers, we will find there are different models of routers. We have 1941 series, 331 series, 4321 series, many more like that. Okay. What is difference in this series is in the type of features they support. Okay, some of them may not support security features, some of them may not support some other features. So this is how the router looks like. Okay, a round symbol, what you can see, this is all about how the router looks like. If you just click beside that, there is the switches. So a rectangular shaped box. There again, there are different models in this. You have layer 2 switch, you have layer 3 switch. Just you need to drag and drop it. Okay. So all these things, what you see are the networking devices, routers, switches, then you have hubs, you have wireless devices like access points and wireless controllers. Okay. Many more devices you can just see, you can just navigate this particular thing. All these are wireless devices. Then we have Cisco's firewalls. basically this software which we have, it's a simulation software. So anybody who wants to do routing, switching, want to make a DHCP server, DNS server, all of these things are available here. You don't need to have anything other than this. Everything is installed within the software. This is all about the networking devices. So all what you see on my left-hand side, I've placed all my security devices. So firewall comes inside my security devices. These are my wireless devices. These are my basic wired devices. Okay. So these all are my networking components, guys. All together, these all what you see, they're all my networking components. Other than this, there are some more networking components which we say as our end devices. End devices is actually where the user is sitting and using the services. So generally, we know we are connected on a desktop or on our laptop, and we're trying to access some services from some servers. We do have some IP phones in our network for having voice over IP and different types of end devices you can see. Okay, so these are our end devices where we will find these are where our client is going to use these end devices, and this is how we will have servers. We can have different types of servers. You can just click on it and we can have a view. So these are all our end devices. Now, placing the devices in the canvas is not just the job. We need to create topology. We need to create some network. So for that, we will have these connections. The zigzag kind of the thing, what you see, this is nothing but our connections. So definitely to connect them, you need to choose the cable. So let's say I connect a PC with laptop. So these two devices are now connected. What type of cable I should use? There are so many cables which you can find. All of these will get clear when we will learn the theoretical thing that what is a cable, twisted pair cable, straight through cable. You can see this is straight through. It is written down. Straight through, crossover, console, fiber, your serial. So which type of cable I should select when I have to connect a computer with a computer, computer with a switch, computer with a router. So all of these things we will be understanding. Okay, we are going to make this topology and we will understand how things are working. This at the bottom right, there are two types of modes which you will find. One is a real-time mode and one is a simulation. A real-time mode is just to, you have developed the topology and you just want to see whether, as per your understanding, whether it is working or not. But a simulation view will help you understand actually how the packet is flowing, the packet flow. As somebody mentioned that I already have an understanding about networking, but I don't know how to troubleshoot. When it comes to troubleshooting, guys, we need to understand how the packet is flowing inside the network, where the packet will get dropped, why the packet got dropped, why there is a latency, what messages are there inside the packet. All of this, if I have to have a view, I need to go inside the simulation. Just to give you one example, let's say I'll just take this on, I will take one server which I have over here, and let me place a computer on this side and have one switch in between, and I will connect these three devices. Okay, I'll just connect these three devices. Okay, I'm just selecting this cable, going on the device, putting there, and connecting this. So this way, I've just connected these devices. Now I need to set up an IP addresses on these devices. Otherwise, I won't be able. So on the internet, on your network, all these devices are identified with the IP addresses. Without IP addresses, there is no networking. That is the bottom line. We cannot communicate without IP addresses. It is as good as we all have our names. We are all knowing each other by our names. So that is how even the devices in the network are identified by their IP addresses. So though you are trying to type google.com on your web browser using Chrome or Firefox, or you are typing amazon.com, for you it is a name. But for our network, it cannot understand the name. It only knows the IP addresses. It only knows the IP addresses. So we are saying that it is a name, but there is some sort of mapping which is happening in the background, that the IP, your domain name is converted to the IP. So if somebody is typing www.google.com, it is, as per his understanding, he feels he's going with the name. But for our network, we know that this might be some IP address, let's say 172.16.1.1.1, something like that. So entirely our network, all our network devices are basically network or our host devices. They're all identified with our IP address. So what I will do, I'll give an IP address to this PC and another IP address on this server, and let us try to get the access of this server. Okay, a very, very simple topology, guys, I'm trying to build in front of you, and I will just give an IP to these devices. For now, you don't need to know how is she doing. What I want to make you see is the software, that in real time and in simulation mode, what is the difference? Okay, that is what I will show you. So for giving an IP on this PC, I'll just go and double click. As soon as I double click, I can see that we have a desktop tab over here. And there is one tab of IP configuration. So let me go into this and set up an IPv4 address for that. So let's say the IPv4 which I'm trying to set up is 10.1.1.1. And let it choose any of the subnet masks. What is a subnet mask, gateway? All of these we are going to learn when we will start our curriculum. For now, we have just given this address 10.1.1.1. Let me go on this server and give another IP on this server as 10.1.1.2 and let it take a subnet mask on its own. Now, this PC is going to be our client. Whenever we are working on any type of network, when we are working, most of the time, the type of paradigm which we have is a client and a server paradigm. Anyone knows what is the difference between a client and a server? Anyone? Who can give me who is a client and who is a server? Anyone? We might have come across these terms, right? Server, client. Any understanding you people have prior? What is a client and what is a server?
Yeah, server stores our
Yes.
client information.
Server stores client information. Okay.
Yes.
But in general, other than that, what can you tell me about the server?
Actually, server is provide network services to the client side or the client side.
Yes. So we are saying that server is basically a device which provides the services. Okay. Network services, whatever services you're looking for. Okay. It is basically helping us provide the services. So client is what? Client is a device which is always requesting for some services. Now you are sitting on your computer, starting a web page, web browser, Chrome. You went to a tab, and on that tab you type google.com. So basically you are asking that I want to view the Google web page. You're requesting for a Google web page. When you type amazon.com, you are trying to request for a Amazon web page. So your browser, your web browser is acting like a client because it is requesting for the web service. If you're trying to go into a web service, you are looking for a web service. If you're accessing your email, you're requesting for an email services. So some or the other service, whenever you're requesting, you become a client. Okay? And whoever is trying to provide you the service, that particular device is considered as a server. So in our case, I am trying to make this server as a web server. How will I make this server as a web server? I'll just click on this server. I will see a services tab inside this. And you may find all types of services like HTTP, DHCP, DNS, NTP, email, FTP, and others. Now, I also know that whenever I access a web page, by default, I know that when I say google.com, by default, it says http://www.google.com. So by default, which protocol we are using when I'm accessing a web service? I'm accessing a HTTP protocol. Okay? We need to know this, that whenever we are trying to access any web server, we know the background protocol which we are running is the HTTP protocol, or what is the other protocol which is more secure? What is it known as? The more secure web page. How do you understand it's a secure web page? Whenever you're doing banking, guys, whenever you're doing banking, net banking, what kind of page do you see? Do you see a normal HTTP page or you see something more?
HTTPS.
Yes, you're looking for an HTTPS because we say that this is more secure than HTTP. So by default, we know that whenever we are accessing a web server, we are making use of these HTTP protocol. So HTTP or HTTPS. These are the protocols which we are using whenever I want to go for accessing the web service. So by default, you may see on this server is on. This service is on basically. Okay. This service is by default on this server. For other services, probably you may need to go and on it separately, but on this server, you can see that HTTP and HTTPS both are on. And some by default HTML files are there in this web server. Now, we don't need to understand how HTML works or how exactly HTTP works, but we all know that whenever a web page is there, we see some logo, we see some information about us, contact us, something more about username, password. So whenever we are seeing those objects, they are all known as HTML objects. So those are nothing but some by default files are loaded on this server. Cisco has designed this packet tracer. So they have already loaded some HTML files on this web server. So whenever I will go and type the IP address of this server, I should be able to access this copyright image, hello world, the Cisco's logo, and all of this. So let me just show you this, that how are we going to do? So nothing more I have to do because the service is by default on this server. It is by default on. So I'll go on to the client, I'll click on the web browser, and in order to access this web page, I will give the IP of this server because as of now, I have not configured any name. So I'll just go and give the IP. The IP which I had configured was 10.1.1.2, and I'll just hit enter. So you can see that I have got the web page or the HTML templates which was there inside that server. This is a copyright template. This is the Cisco's image. So all those templates which were on this server got uploaded as soon as I said 10.1.1.2, the protocol which came into picture was HTTP. Now, this is what you saw was in the real time. So in the real time, my job was just to show you that the web page should come. If you type the IP of the server, we are basically getting that service, whatever we have requested for. But if I go into the simulation mode, I will be able to see the entire packet details, packet flow, all those things. So again, what I'll go on this computer, on this browser, and now again I will type 10.1.1.2 and I'll just say go. As soon as I say go, you may find that these packets which are coming up in picture means the actual understanding of networking. That whenever you say a specific IP or a Google name, domain name on the server, on the browser, how firstly what happens? Then what happens? So you see that this is not a normal HTTP message which is going on. This is some TCP protocol which is coming into picture. So I can click on the packet, I can see this information, what information is there. I can see the outbound video and learn the headers, all of these information, which will help me understand networking better. Real time is just for the sake of knowing whether things are working properly or not. But when I need to understand networking in depth, packet level knowledge, that how the packets, which packet started first before HTTP request, what was the first packet which got initiated, what information was it carrying, what all details are there inside the header. All of these things you will be able to view in the simulation. So inside the simulation mode, when you go, now you can go just play this thing by putting a forward button. So this is how you will be understanding actually how the networking is functioning, what type of protocols are working in background. So you can see the switch, the packet from the TCP packet from the PC is now forwarded on the switch. This switch will then forward the packet to the server. This is what we say in a technical way that we are having a TCP handshake. Don't worry about all these terms now. Just enjoy the view that how this view or how these packets are flowing, how will I understand what information is there in this particular packet, what IP information is there, port information is there, what are the headers, inbound, outbound. All of these are more in detail, guys, which we will learn it when we will completely get into this theory, first completing the theory and then going to the lab. So this is the first challenge. So this time you can see that by this time, my browser will not have the web page yet. It is not got the web page yet. When it will get the web page, you will just have a look over here. So first handshake is done. A second handshake is done. Okay. Let me just, I guess we lost that packet. Just 1 minute. I'll show you again. Just type 10.1.1.2, hit enter. Let's play forward. The first handshake which is happening. Second handshake which is happening from server side. So till now, no HTTP message you could see. This was all TCP. Now HTTP message got generated. The request just got generated. We can view that packet. That HTTP client is now sending a HTTP request to the server. Then play forward. You can see the third handshake will get completed. And now the HTTP request has reached the server. The server has received the request. Okay. It has received the request. And what it is going to say now, it is going to put up a reply. So it has received the request. Now it will say that I'm going to send up the reply. So for now, you can see that my computer has not got any web page for now. As soon as I will get the reply from the server, I will be getting my web page. Okay. So here I can see now my web page coming up. Okay, I guess there is some issue happening here. Let me just play it again for you people. It should happen because in between I'm trying to click. That's the reason that it is not showing. So 10.1.1.2. Hit enter. Now I'll not interrupt in between. I'll just play the forward buttons. First handshake, second handshake, third handshake along with the HTTP message will go behind that. And then the HTTP reply will be set up. And now I will be able to see a web page coming up. So for us as a normal person who may look into the networking, they may feel that the request was so fast, the reply was so fast. But there is a set of information which is going prior to the request and the response, like the TCP three-way handshake. Then there is a data transfer, and then there is a termination. So as a network engineer, we are supposed to know these things, that when you are trying to reach out any server, what type of packets or what type of protocols are coming in picture. It is not just the direct application layer protocol which is coming in picture. There are certain set of protocols which comes in picture first and then the other protocols. So simulation view in Packet Tracer will help you understand or give you a very good understanding about these protocols, how these protocols work, how does a switch takes up the packet, processes the packet, and how does router processes the packet. All of this in a very good view you're able to understand with the simulation. This was just one scenario to demonstrate how the Packet Tracer simulation view works. In real time, you might have not seen all these things, but in the simulation view, you will get all the packets and you can just get your knowledge clear by looking into the packets, all the details and everything. Yes, guys, was it nice? Did you people had seen this prior? Anyone? I hope this
Yes,
thing
ma'am.
was something really, really interesting, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
For us,
Yes, ma'am.
for us, we think that it happens so quickly that we for us when we use internet or any kind of services when we are accessing, we feel that it's so fast, everything happens so quickly. But this is how the background is all about, like what types of protocols are running behind to get your services properly on your side. Okay, so we will be using completely this Packet Tracer with all the devices, cables, connecting them. Will be building good topologies, and I will ask you to do the troubleshooting also, that I have built up the topology, I made some errors, you correct the errors and tell me what should be rightly configured on the device. Okay, so that was all about, guys. If you have to ask anything related to this, you let me know. So we covered our basic agenda of what is there in CCNA, what all things we are going to cover. That is nothing but all your CCNA blueprint. We are going to go step by step, all the blueprint modules. Labs, we are going to take it on Packet Tracer. We do have some assessments and quizzes. All of these things are there for you people once you enroll for the course. So anything you wish to ask me, let me know. Yes, guys. Anything else?
Yeah, ma'am, that classes would be online or offline?
Okay. Now we do have both the, like for this class which I will be taking on normally on Saturday, Sunday, that is going to be weekend classes which will happen online. But we do have weekday classes which is happening offline, which is in Bangalore. So if you are residing near Bangalore, then definitely you can go to our classroom and visit the classroom, look into the labs, and Saga would help you out there. But mostly my code, like CCNA 200T01, which module which I'm going to deliver will be mostly online for weekday. Weekday classes, if you're looking for, then Sagar is going to help you.
Okay, ma'am.
You all are from Bangalore?
I'm from Bangalore, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you're residing in Bangalore, then definitely you can look into, we do have our classroom training, which is there. But this course and AWS after CCNA, once we complete entire CCNA, we will be having an AWS course. So both of these courses we are going to be running on weekends, and that will be in the online mode. For offline mode, weekdays you can speak up with Sagar, he will help you out.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Any other
What is the
queries,
duration
guys?
of the course, ma'am?
Generally for CCNA, it takes round about like 40 to 50 hours to complete the CCNA. In terms of hours, we generally measure, and sometimes depending on the pace of the batch, we try to keep a target of 40 to 50 hours, but if few people have some more doubts and something like that, definitely it gets extended. Like 21, normally when we used to start on weekdays, we used to take it like on a weekday for like this only 1.5 hours every day. So generally we used to complete that in 40 to 50 hours. Now if we are doing it on weekends, so definitely it will stretch some more time, and it is all up to the pace of the batch, because sometimes the batch is quite, with experienced candidates, you don't need to work more with the, ground level, but considering the batch has a mixed crowd of the one who is starting their career and somebody, so accordingly I need to take up the pace. But yes, we can set up a target or deadline once to enroll the course. Everything we can set up accordingly. On the day one session, we can just know how we are going with each other, and we can set up that. But 40 to 50 hours. 50 hours is something minimum which you need to spend with to understand all these things.
So it will go Saturday and Sunday, ma'am?
Yes. If you're joining my batch, definitely on weekends only I'm available, since I'm also working. So, or else you can connect Sagar also to know about the weekdays batches which are going to classroom. Like.
So how many hours, ma'am? Saturday, Sunday, and on weekdays?
On weekdays?
Yeah.
Or on
Weekdays
weekends,
and
you're asking? For weekdays, I'm really not very sure. You can just talk to Sagar, because he is managing the classroom training. For weekends, we will be having it for like Saturday and Sunday for 1.5 to 2 hours each day, like Saturday and Sunday. So roughly 4 hours on weekends you can see. So I can deliver more than 2 hours also, but then I don't think you people will be able to get it properly, So average 1.5 to 2 hours is what I take the class on a Saturday and as well as Sunday. Anything else, guys? So are we all good? Okay, so I look forward to all of you to enroll for the course. Speak up with Sagar, get all the details related to enrollment with him, and we'll catch up. Okay, so coming Saturday, we will be starting the course for most tentatively. If once you're done with the enrollment, as per the enrollment, mostly by coming Saturday, we should start with the full-fledged course.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep. Bye-bye, guys. Good night. Take care.
Same to you, ma'am.